Well, the porn industry always on the cutting edge of technology. And as with other new gadgets in the past, they are among the first to make use of this device. These are the new Google glasses, and the porn industry is loving them. And it's no wonder. They allow you to see things up close and personal in a style of porn known as point of view. You can only imagine what that means. So, well, porn was the first to pioneer VHS and HD, and we saw that technology take off afterwards. So are Google glasses the gadget of the future? Joining us to talk more about this, someone well versed in the subject, Quentin. He's the director of public relations at Pink Visual. Welcome, Quentin. So first, I want to talk about this technology and what exactly it's capable of.
Well, that largely remains to be seen at this point. As I understand it, the Google Glasses won't actually be available to consumers until about 2014. And then sometime in 2013, they'll be made available to developers. So at the moment, we're kind of going on what Google tells us about Google Glasses. But based on those specs, I'm pretty excited, and I think it's going to be a very interesting technology.
All right. So it's not available until 2014. So does that mean the porn industry is going to kind of have to hold on until then? I lost him at that very critical question. I think we're going to try to get him back. He is Quentin Boyer. Here he is. He's back. We have him. Quentin, can you hear me there?
Yes.
Hi there. Yes. I was just going to ask you, so this isn't, as you just said, the technology isn't available until 2014. So is the porn industry going to kind of have to hold on until then as well?
Well, for any real substantive development, we probably will have to hold off until they actually are on the market. But there's a certain amount of preparation you can do pre-launch, which is something we did with the iPad. We actually built an iPad site and had it online 3 days prior to the device being released in stores in the US. And we based our development on the specs that have been published to that point. And that worked out great. With glasses, it sounds like that's going to be a little trickier to do much sort of advanced preparation because of the nature of the device. But what we are planning is ways that we'll apply it, and not just for filming, but also to use the augmented reality aspect that's inherent to the glasses to enhance websites and hard product even.
So can you talk a little bit? I know it's kind of like this point of view thing. Like, why is the porn industry so interested in this technology?
Well, I think the basic reason is that point of view porn has been popular for quite some time. You know, these days it's shot over someone's shoulder, or there actually are sort of low-tech camera glasses that you can get. They don't yield a very good image quality. But
so this will get you those angles that would never have been possible before. Is that what you're saying?
Right, and it's sort of an organic first-person perspective, and the more that it's centered on the actual perspective of the participant, if you will, the better, I think, from the porn viewer's standpoint. Like I said, it's a popular form of pornography already. It remains to be seen how well Google Glasses work for that purpose, but my sense is that they'll work pretty well, and that you'll have a couple of early adopting porn companies like us that will jump on it, and then others will sit back and see how it goes and whether there's money in it, and then really flood the market.
And we see this trend where the porn industry kind of pioneers new technology, and then it kind of catches on in everyday life. What do you think is what is it about the porn industry that kind of sets the tone for what's going to be the technology of tomorrow?
I think it's really what the porn industry is driving is not so much the tech development, but the adoption of the technology by consumers, and it influences the way people use it. It's often said that the first book printed when the printing press was invented was the Bible. I've always suspected that the next 5 or 10 were probably dirty books. It's very much a part of human nature. We're interested in sex. We're sort of voyeuristic creatures by nature. And I think that's what really drives it, is that a consumer gets a new piece of technology that can be used for watching porn, and then that's what they want to do with it. The
And
iPad
so,
is a good example.
right. And, you know,
Sorry,
I
go
guess
ahead.
we could just keep imagining technology to get more and more advanced. Here's a look of what, I mean, I guess it's science fiction, but let's take a look at it and see what you think.
Begin in a few seconds.
Begin what?
Having sex, of course. What's wrong? You broke contact.
Contact? I didn't even touch you yet.
But I thought you wanted to make love.
Is that what you call this?
So that was out of the movie Demolition Man. They were making use of sex helmets. Is that where it's going?
Well, I suspect for some people that's where it will go. I think there will always be a place for traditional sex, real sex between people. But we're not that far right now from what you've seen in some of the movies. There's a device called the Real Touch, which is a bit of haptic technology, for example, that it fits on a man's penis and is coordinated with the video. They're sort of, you incorporate what's seen is actually communicated to you in tactile fashion by this device. Some people find it a bit creepy, and evidently the people who use it love it. But things like that, where you'll have on one side of the equation a tactile device that stimulates a person, and at the other end, probably another person with a similar device. These kind of things are already happening. We refer to them as teledildonics. I don't think that's an official term, but it's one that the industry
All right,
is
Quentin, we are out of time, but this is absolutely fascinating. We're going to have to continue this conversation another time. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Sure,
Appreciate it. That was Quentin Boyer. He's the Director of Public Relations at Pink Visual.